What's up, guys? It's your boy Gleam, and today we have a very special deck profile for you guys. Something I've been working on for a long time. I know it's been a while since I last uploaded. It's been about 10 months since the last time I checked. Um, I just haven't had the real motivation to actually make videos because I haven't had access to the cards online, and also it's or not the cards online. I haven't had access to the cards in real life. I know making the deck profiles online isn't very entertaining because it's not as interactive with the cards, and I can't really. Sometimes I forget things and I can't explain very well. But having the physical cards allows me to explain things better. Also, so it's one of my favorite decks we got here. It's the Gem Knight OTK. It focuses around basically killing your opponent on turn 2. It's not Gem Knight OTK or FTK because that's just not a fun deck. It's just morphed beyond Gem Knights. It's just summon OV Raptor and hope you win, I guess. And I just don't like the way it's played. Not giving your opponent a turn to play the game is not very fair, and I just feel like it should be removed by removing Lady Lapis, but that just hasn't happened. It's not as inconsistent now, obviously, since it's not topping, but it's still around, and even though Konami hit the cards. So, but enough of that. Let's get right into it, and I'll show you guys how it's supposed to work. So, first of all, we have one of our best normal summons in the deck, which is the Gem Armadillo. Gem Armadillo is really great. He on normal summon, he searches any Gem Knight card. Most of the time, you will be searching a Vanilla or you will be searching Obsidian because those are the two best cards to have in your hand and at the time. And sometimes you use your additional normal summon from Seraphinite on him so you get more cards to search, but that doesn't happen very often. Also, Phantom Quartz requires 2 gem monsters, so Gem Armadillo can be used as a material for Phantom Quartz, which is awesome that Konami took a little initiative in making that actually work. Next, we have the Gem Knight Obsidian, the best monster or best main deck monster that we have right now. He's our extender for the deck. He special summons normal monsters if he's sent from the hand to the graveyard. He also triggers if he's sent as cost by Twin Twister or like a Nightmare monster, which is amazing, but most of the time you'll be triggering him by using Gem Knight Fusion. And so he's just a staple for the deck. If you don't play him, you're playing the deck wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, the best normal in Gem, or not the best normal summon, but the best normal monster is Gem Knight Tourmaline. He's the best because of his type and what he's able to make for the OTK. So being a normal monster, obviously you can play Rescue Rabbit. He's our main target for Rescue Rabbit. And also being a Thunder monster, he's able to make Prismara. And by him having the name Tourmaline, we're able to make Topaz, which is our OTK piece. We play him as our main rabbit target. Basically just for those reasons, and the key to Gem Knights is getting 2 monsters on board so you can link summon as soon as possible. Otherwise, like, you're not really making plays unless you have Gem Knight Fusion. So by making Quartz as soon as possible, you're able to get into your fusion as soon as possible. So yeah. So now we have another one of our good normals is the Rescue Rabbit. He summons our vanillas from the deck, get 2 monsters on field so we can link summon. It's a pretty self-explanatory card. Banish himself, summon 2 monsters with the same name that have no effects. Another nutty card that we are playing is the triple Block Dragon. Block Dragon is just advantage. He's just a walking advantage. Being able to special summon himself just by banishing 3 Earth monsters is amazing. It's a balanced card because 3 Earth monsters is a lot to summon, but the returns and the reaps that you get from just summoning him is amazing as well. And also having banished earth monsters isn't a problem because Phantom Quartz is able to recycle your banished stones. So yeah. Also, Black Dragon is a +3 by using him as a link material, which is as nutty as heck. You can add up to 3 rock monsters whose total levels equals 8. So I'm just going to explain to you what monsters we're searching with that equal 8. So himself is one monster that equals 8. And then another thing we can do is search Armadillo, Obsidian, and then Lazuli. That's 4 + 3 + 1. And then also we can search double Obsidian and 1 Crystal Rose, because those are all the rock monsters that we're playing in this deck that are able to be summoned like that. So basically you summon him, use him as link material, go +3. Simple as that. Send him to the graveyard using Brilliant Fusion or Foolish Burial, whatever you need. Otherwise, just hope you open him, I guess, or draw into him. That's it for our 3 ofs. So we're playing our 2 ofs as Lazuli, one of the better monsters. She floats a vanilla back to your hand if she's sent to the graveyard by a card effect. So if she's sent by Brilliant or Gem Knight Fusion, she can basically add back to your hand. Important thing to notice is that it's only by card effect, not by effect. Not by cost, unlike Obsidian. So you need to use her as a effect, not cost. And then our other rabbit target is Sapphire. Sapphire is important because he's an aqua monster, so he's the second best vanilla in my opinion in the Gem Knight archetype. You summon him. You use rabbit to summon him as mostly, and also due to his type being aqua, he gives you aqua fusions that are played in our extra deck that I'll get into later, and his name is also important for the aqua fusions. Otherwise, yeah, he's just link fodder and something to extend with Obsidian. And then, so I have my experimental card that I've been playing around with. I'm not sure like if he's the best for the deck, but he gives us monsters in the graveyard, which is amazing. So yeah, so the Alexandrite tributes himself to summon a Gem Knight vanilla from our deck. Pretty good. We have the Amber, and then we have Ayyy. Ayyy and Amber are both Gemini, so they're treated as normals in the graveyard. That's why I play them. They can be special summoned from the graveyard with Obsidian or added back to the hand with Lazuli. And as well as Amber is a Thunder and Ayyy is an Aqua, so Ayyy will give us access to Amethyst. Amber gives us access to Prismara. That's basically there's the reasons I play all these. And then so our last one of that's a Gem Knight archetype is Crystal Rose, the light type, so it's able to make Seraphinite the normal way. Mills a Gem Knight to the graveyard to copy its name, so mostly you're sending Lazuli in order to add normal monsters back to your hand. It's a Gem Knight now, so you can fusion summon using it or link summon, whatever you need. And then there's the special summon from the graveyard by using it as by banishing a fusion monster. So yeah, pretty basic. Basically, search it with Black Dragon. Kaiju package: Gameciel, Humongous, Godarla, Radiant. You play all of these because they're less attack than Master Diamond. That's pretty much it. You always need monsters on your opponent's field that you can run over in order to do that burn damage that you need to do in order to attack for game. We play Humongous as well. It's very important, not very important, but it's a good thing to notice that he's an Earth type, so you can banish him to summon Black Dragon. Okay, that's it for our monsters. Now for our spells, we have the Gem Knight Fusion. Gem Knight Fusion is not once per turn, fusion summon from your hand or field, and also banish a Gem Knight from your graveyard to add back to your hand. So you just loop this consistently, banishing, add it, fusion summon, banish, add it, fusion summon, over and over and over until you have your OTK on field. That's basically how the card is supposed to work. This is why Gem Knight is kind of nutty, the combos that you can do with it. For consistency, we play the Desires. We need this because Gem Knights have no searchers except Armadillo in the main deck, and Phantom Quartz in the extra deck, so you need those extra 2 draws. Everything's a multiple, so you're not worried about banishing anything except for your Brilliant Fusion, which is at 1. The extra 2 draws is important. It helps us have more combo pieces that we may need. Also, another danger is banishing your rabbit targets, which would be unfortunate if you turned off rabbit, but in the end, I think the risk is worth the reward. Or the reward is worth the risk. And also, by playing 3, you're not as likely to draw into more desires off of desires. So yeah, best draw card for this deck. Stop the disruptions, called by the grave. Pretty self-explanatory. Banish any hand trap that's used against you. Play starter, unexpected die. Special summon any normal as long as you control no monsters. Get 2 Gem Knights on field as fast as possible to summon Quartz. Secret Tech, Prohibition. Turns off any hand traps and Nibiru. You really do not want to run into Nibiru while you're trying to combo off, tributing all your hard work. Gem Knights have no recycling like any other mana decks have, so they try to win within the first couple of turns. Otherwise, they just fall off due to not being able to recycle as easily. So yeah, I have to play around that, and so also doesn't work on set cards. So you have to play. You have to be wary of that. You can't just call Solemn Judgment and expect your stuff not to get solemned. So yeah, basically you're just trying to stop your opponent's normal summons if you need to, or you stop hand traps. So yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, Kaiju Slumber, pretty standard. You play 2. You play 1 for every 2 Kaijus. Destroy all monsters. Search a Kaiju. Pretty self-explanatory. Back row is hard for OTK decks. We play Twin Twister. Get rid of that black row so we can OTK easier. Discarding to the graveyard is good. Fuel our graveyard to summon Block Dragon or use Gemini Fusion. 1 of, unfortunately, Brilliant Fusion. This needs to come back to 3, man. I really need it at 3. But whatever, as long as Lady Lapis is in the game, I can't, the Konami won't allow this to come back to 3, which is unfortunate. Fusion summon with your deck, any Gem Knight, its attack and defense becomes 0, it doesn't matter, you're using it as link material anyway. And you're also fueling your graveyard. This sends your Block Dragon or your Lazuli. So you can fusion summon. Sometimes I make my Aqua fusions. This was very helpful for removing. This was my go-to card for removing back row from my opponents because it gives me access to the materials I need to remove the back row. Because Amethyst and Aquamarine are very good cards that I rely on. So yeah, you don't need the card to win, but if you open this, you should be winning your games no matter what. So yeah. So that's it for the main deck. For our extra deck, we play Gem Knight Phantom Quartz, the best support that the deck has ever gotten. He searches any Gem Knight card on summon, so you're searching your fusion almost all the time. If not, you're searching Obsidian because Obsidian is not once per turn. So yeah, using him as many times as possible. And then here's his fusion summon effect, which allows you to do good stuff by paying 1k fusion summon using your grave or banish zone. So yeah. The monster can't attack directly that turn, doesn't matter. You can probably just fuse it off, link it off, whatever. Or you can just use it to attack a monster, so yeah. Arrows are broken. Mrs. Radiant, we use this we're basically linking Block Dragon off with this. You summon Block Dragon, another monster, link into Mrs. Radiant, go +3, you know, the usual stuff. Plus 500 enables the OTK even harder, so yeah. Nightmare Phoenix, pop a back row, you know, good stuff. Land for Renicus, generic link monster. You can play Beat Cop, you can play Lambda. This is just what I'm playing right now. So yeah. And then for our fusions, we play Double Zirconia. I played 2 because I find myself needing more fusion monsters to combo off with, because most of the fusion monsters have pretty combo specific materials, but Zirconia is the most generic monster in your extra deck that you have. So it's pretty important to have him on deck. You don't have to play 2. I just like 2. It makes it easier for me. Mommy, Lady Brilliant Diamond. She's pretty great. She tributes any Gem Knight, special summon another one from your extra deck, ignoring its conditions. So you can summon your Topaz, your Master Diamond, whatever you need at the time. Ignoring summoning conditions is very important and whatnot. It just makes you skip an extra step with your Gem Knight fusion. And also makes it so you don't have to have the specific materials to activate. This is most of the time when you're summoning with Phantom Quartz. She won't be able to attack directly, but she's a 3/4 beater, so she can attack over any monster, basically. God, Master Diamond, OTK Master. Gains, he's probably at 1 because of his broken effect of gaining 100 for every Gem Knight in the graveyard. I don't know, man. Seems busted to me. And then there's this trash effect of banishing any level 7 or lower Gem Knight fusion and copying its effects. I don't know why you would ever use that. Wink, wink. You don't, banish any Gem Knight. You're always banishing Topaz, so you can OTK with this big beater of a 2,900. And you're going for game with this guy most of the time, so yeah. Topaz, this is your target for Master Diamond. Master Diamond is always banishing this, nothing else, alright? Only this. You don't banish anything else because everything else is useless, alright? You don't want to banish Prismara, you don't want to banish Ruby, whatever. I don't care. You need to banish this. We're not playing Lady Lapis Lazuli. That card is a scumbag card. It's not part... I don't consider it part of the Gem Knight archetype. I don't believe it should be part of the game because it doesn't support the strategy that Gem Knights are supposed to have. So I do not play it, even though it's probably incorrect not to do so. I don't care. I don't like it, but Topaz is what you need. He attacks twice, inflicts burn damage if he destroys the monster. So basically you banish Master Diamond, or Master Diamond banishes this. Master Diamond attacks directly twice because doing the burn damage plus the attack damage is direct damage, by the way. So yeah. Prismara, pop any face-up card by discarding a Gem Knight. Pretty self-explanatory. He's the Thunder. Also, Topaz requires Tourmaline. This is why we play Tourmaline. Tourmaline gives us access to these two. So yeah, pay attention to that. Our 2 Aquas, Amethyst and Aquamarine, very important cards. They remove back row as is important. Amethyst, if sent from the field to the graveyard, removes all sets, or not all sets, anything in the back row. And then Aquamarine bounces any card, so you can bounce a monster or a spell or trap. And so yeah, being able to remove those monsters is why I play these, even though people frown upon these cards being played. These are amazing cards that I believe should always be in your deck and on deck to be used to beat your opponent. Because let's say we have Brilliant Fusion, you summon one of these guys, normal summon, link summon, GG, their back row's gone. Another thing you need to know is both these guys are mandatory effects, so unfortunately you cannot chain block for your Phantom Quartz. But whatever, it happens sometimes. So these guys are always Chainlink 1, Phantom Quartz always being Chainlink 2. So all the time you're getting Ash and Ghost Ogre. But whatever, it's Gem Knights, bro. What do you expect to happen? And then our 2 fillers, we have Seraphonite and we have Ruby. Ruby you cannot make the normal way because he requires Garnet. We don't play Garnet in this build. You can if you want to. Another normal is not bad. His effect is pretty neat. By tributing any Gem Knight, he gains that Gem Knight's attack. And then we play Seraphonite because it's another normal, which is pretty good. We don't go into her very often because the extra normal is not important. I think this card was made to support the Geminis, but nobody cares about the Geminis, by the way. Whatever, bro. We use her to summon Armadillo over and over, so basically getting 2 Armadillo searches is nutty. So, yeah, guys, that's the Gem Knight deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, you can ping me in the Discord. I hope you guys learned something from me, learned why I like this deck. Being able to OTK over and over is awesome. And being just seeing your opponent's face as you just destroy everything that they tried to create. So yeah, until the next time I upload, which will probably be in 6 months or something. I don't know. I don't have an upload schedule. I'm not a good YouTuber. Whatever. See you guys till next time. Bye.